Okay.
You gonna send it out?
I'm sending it. There we go. I think we'll call that good.
Okay. All right. Let's see.
Okay, the way I'm sitting is hurting everything in my body. Okay, there we go. We'll call that good. Yeah. The back of the chair just all of a sudden started digging into my.
There we go.
Okay, we have to remember to look at the camera though. There. Or at each other.
Or each other.
No. Not good framing. There we go. It's a little bit more even. Maybe I should have worn a headband. My hair's going crazy. Alrighty, guys. Well, we have FBI agent Dad with us today, and messy Lindsay today.
There you go. My wires are sticking out.
Uh,
This wire.
Yeah, you're not a very professional FBI agent. You got your wire sticking out.
I guess not. Okay.
Excuse me.
Wow. Feeling good now.
Okay, let's all slurp into the microphone and then let's start the intro.
Okay.
I hate when podcasters do that. I don't know.
Okay. So let's get started. Welcome to Take It Down a Notch with Rob.
And Lindsay.
Let me get back in the frame here.
Yeah. Come join me,
Come join you.
FBI agent. So if you're not listening to the live, Dad has like these weird ear headphones in instead of what your podcasters are supposed to wear, which is over the ear headphones. Not sure why he's doing this. He already has hearing aids in. So I would assume, I guess he probably doesn't have anything in his ears, but normally he already has something in his ears. So why wouldn't he want over the ear headphones? But whatever.
Because my headphones are somewhere else.
Rude. That's okay. My headphones are going to die in about 5 minutes. So I can't really complain. Well, Dad listened to everybody's comments, everybody's concerns, mainly all from Lindsay, his daughter, that the office was a mess. And it looks like you cleaned it up.
I did. Yeah, it's different.
It's different. Things are different. Things are moved around. I think it works very well.
We moved everything.
Yeah. I noticed yesterday that there was like everything in the hallway and I was confused.
Yeah.
So, but no, it looks nice. It looks very nice. So, again, if you're not on the video, then you wouldn't have had to see the eyesore. But the problem is that I see right now is that the dead plant is still here. And I don't know why you've decided to turn your office into a graveyard. Dad has this like plant that he specifically bought because he thought that he was going to do like videos up here with the podcast. And then also he was thinking about doing like yoga videos up here. And so he bought a plant for his office. It is a really nice plant.
Yeah.
And it did survive for a little while, longer than I thought.
Yeah.
But no longer.
I want something else.
Okay, well, you need to like ditch that one.
Why?
Just throw it out the window.
Why?
Because it's dead.
Yeah. Still hangs there.
It's dead. It's shriveled brown leaves that are hanging from a pot.
Yeah, it's okay.
Okay, I just like to let you know that I'm not leaving your dead body around to rot when you die.
Bother me any.
Whatever. Moving on. Okay. Well, do we have anything to podcast about today?
We do.
Like
so,
what?
I don't think we have not podcasted since your Roto-Rooter job.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah. So we
We've had kind of
took a little break. We took a little break. Um, but
which was not just for me.
no, not
Somebody
just
got COVID.
mom. Mom got COVID.
Possibly dad,
No,
too.
don't think so.
We've been fighting about this all week. Dad got sick for a few days and he was like sick, like out for dad. And then mom got COVID.
Yeah.
And then he got better immediately. And so I think that he just didn't want a COVID test and to figure out he had COVID and just pretended like he was feeling fine
Okay,
until he
So
actually did.
now for the rest. Of the story.
Conspiracy theory.
Let's go for the rest of the story. So, mom was sick, just barely sick.
Okay, she had a headache.
She had a headache. She was a little sniffly. She had all the same symptoms that I had, except for she was not as tired. We talked about it because I asked her. I said, I think I got what you got. She goes, what do you have? I told her, yeah, that's pretty much what I have. I said, good. I should be done in a day or so. She goes,
Except
maybe
for
you
the
should
fact
take-
that
maybe
you
you
were
should take-
feeling
okay,
incredibly
let me
feverish.
No,
That was
So-
you
so-
were feeling incredibly feverish. Mom
But-
was not feeling that way.
she said she's felt a little bit feverish, but she didn't have a fever. I did not have a fever. I was feeling a little down. She was feeling a little down. So
Dad was
I
feeling
was much-
extremely
I was-
down. Mom was like 10% down.
I was
Mom was not feeling that down.
I was a little down. I was a lot down. But
You were a
mom,
lot down.
mom has a tendency to just kind of muscle through, and so I was like, she's might be just a little tougher than me. So I thought I'm having the man flu here, and I don't want to be a wimp. So she's like, maybe you should take a COVID test. I'm like, did you take a COVID test? She's like, no. I said, well,
And
what's the
mom
point?
had like 2
That's the same
days
thing
of
you have.
symptoms.
And I had 2 days of symptoms.
But they were a lot less than yours.
I got a little tired.
A little. Dad fell asleep on the keyboard, apparently.
It wasn't
He was
exactly- I
exhausted.
before the keyboard.
And you were feeling a lot more feverish than mom was. Mom might have felt that for like, and it was like one night. It was like one day. Yeah. And then the other day she was just like, and she thought that it was just sympathy symptoms because
So
I had just finished my surgery and she was taking care of me.
Yeah.
So I think that she maybe just had like a little too much sugar or cheese or something while taking care of me. And therefore, because
So-
mom's body's pretty
so
sensitive.
Monday, feeling pretty not so great. Tuesday, very rough. I was really down on Tuesday. Tuesday night, a little better. Slept good Tuesday. Wednesday, perfectly fine.
You were not perfectly fine on
Perfectly
Wednesday.
fine.
I remember
Went and
talking to you
worked
and
out.
you not feeling like you worked out and you're proud of yourself for working out, but you were complaining about not feeling very good on Wednesday.
I was regaining it.
You were regaining energy, you were recovering,
Yeah.
but you were not 100% at all.
It's pretty close. Pretty close.
You're just trying to.
And then Wednesday night,
Thursday, you weren't feeling that
Wednesday
great.
night, mom's like, I don't.
No,
feel
it was
very good.
Thursday night.
Okay, Thursday. Okay, so Wednesday I was a little.
Oh no, I guess it was Wednesday night.
It was Wednesday night. Thursday she didn't go to work.
Right.
So
but
Wednesday
yeah, no,
night,
you're right.
yeah. But Wednesday night I'm like, I'm feeling good. I'm feeling pretty good. I went and worked out,
Okay, yeah. No, that's
I was
right. I was
feeling
getting my
pretty good.
timeline wrong.
and then mom's like, I don't feel good.
And this was as she was coming home from work.
Yeah.
Or coming home from Grammy Papa's.
So I'm like, and then she took a COVID test and had COVID.
Dun, 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 dun.
Oh. I don't know if I had COVID. Might have just had the man flu. Not sure. It's too late now. I'm done. I am
Whatever.
back at it.
Whatever. But and mom's first day back is today.
Yeah. So being a nurse, she has to quarantine. She couldn't go to work for 5 days.
Yep.
So the deal.
And now she has
Since
to
we
do a
don't
ton
live
of
in
mask
Oregon.
mandate thingies.
Since we don't live in Oregon, it's only 1 day.
Oh, really? For nurses? I didn't know that.
I don't know if it's for, but that's the Oregon Department 1 day. I think Oregon, California. I'm not sure about California.
Mom's told me that like Evergreen is encouraging patients to wear masks again. Like no one's wearing masks though, but because they haven't changed any of their signage, so it looks like just normal.
Yeah.
But she was like, "Oh no, we should wear masks when I went in for my surgery." I think maybe that one had a different sign because it was like the surgery one.
Yeah.
So everybody's kind of at risk. So maybe it had a new sign. But all the other or at least where I've been in Evergreen Hospital, hasn't changed their signage. So last time I went in for my post op, I didn't wear one because when you have nose problems, wearing a mask is torture. And so I was like, yeah, no, I'm okay. And I was going to if a lot of people in where the waiting room I was sitting, but no one was wearing masks. And I guess the secretaries were wearing masks, but no one in the waiting room was wearing masks. And I was like, nah, I'm okay.
I think all the employees.
But this was
had to wear
before
masks.
we knew Mama had COVID. I wouldn't have gone in most likely.
Yeah.
If we knew Mom had COVID. So I'm gonna call today. I'm supposed to go in for my second post op today. They go in and they vacuum out my nose with a very long tool and a very long camera thing. But they numb you first, so it doesn't hurt. It's very weird. It kind of feels like pop rocks is going off in your nose sometimes. And it's very cool to see inside your nose. I think it's kind of cool. So I'm somewhat looking forward to my appointment. I'm kind of hoping that they tell me I'm all better and all healed and I never have to go back. And
So
that's the goal.
Okay. So let's say a week before the surgery.
Yeah.
Then today. Where were you scale 1 to 10 for the surgery? Nasal.
Okay, it's not really a 1 to 10. Because I don't remember. And it felt like it changed every day. But what I do notice the difference is that like one, I can breathe through my nose almost all the way, but it's not 100% yet, which is what I'm hoping we fix today. And my nose is quite tender still, like touching it and stuff kind of feels tender. So there's those things. But before the surgery, I was so full, even on days where I was like less full and I felt like I could breathe more, that I.
Pause.
What are you missing?
I don't know. I messed something up. Go ahead and
Are
talk.
we good now? I think
Go
we're
ahead,
good
talk.
now. I'm good.
Yeah, you're good.
Okay.
For some reason, I lost you.
Oh. Like the week before and the few weeks before, all the sinus buildup was just making me feel really tired. And I was really, the physical side, I was not at 100% at all. And so even on the days where I wouldn't feel the sinus stuff as much, because it was still going on, my energy level is really low. So that's what I'm excited for. That's really fixed because I've gotten so used to the sinus part, where it's hard to remember how much I could actually breathe or not.
Yeah.
I think I'm really excited for when I'm completely healed and I can take like a full normal breath of air through my nose. Like I haven't been able to do that for 5 months. So that will be really nice. But I'm not quite there yet now. But I don't really have like a 1 to 10.
Okay.
So there was only a few times, I think in October, that my nose was so full that I could only breathe through my mouth.
Right.
So, which is good. That
But
only happened.
You sound less nasally now, I think.
Yeah.
I don't know. It might just be my imagination, but
it might be. I don't think so. I got to the point when I came back that like I thought I'd be feeling fine, and then somebody would be like, "Wow, are you getting over something? Like you sound really bad." I'm like, "Thanks."
Yeah.
Thanks. So I think I just got so used to it with it being so long. And it would change a little bit every day too. Like some days would be really bad. And then within those mixtures, I would get fevers and I would get really sick and I'd be coughing and all that kind of stuff. So they're not 100% sure that my coughing will go away. But so far, I've had no coughing fits. And I've kind of always thought that it wasn't a lung thing and that it was more of just with all of the mucus in my throat. not to be gross, but
Yeah.
that was the reason why it was making me cough, and that because it would go in my throat and go down, that like those would cause the coughing fits,
Right.
which then would make me feel like it was hard to breathe and stuff like that.
Right.
Um, I think there's still suspicion that I have asthma, but we're not really able to pursue a diagnosis right now because I haven't been able to get in to the office
Right.
that would diagnose me officially. So, but the inhaler I was doing didn't really help anything.
Right.
So, and if I feel fine after this, I'm not going to continue to pursue it at all.
Right. I think
So,
I think probably the, the post nasal drip has to have something to do with
I think so.
the coughing and all that stuff. I think so.
Yeah.
So hopefully,
Yeah.
hopefully you're
I'm really hoping. I also there is definitely a side of me that's like, oh, I'll never feel 100% again. Just because when you get, and I know a lot of people who have chronic things, and I haven't even, I mean, 5 months for chronic is really not that long. For sinus things, it's officially called chronic at 3 months.
right.
So I was just barely on the other side. But for anyone who has chronic pain, there's feels like there's never any hope, I think, at least, that you'll feel 100%. You've kind of just like
Right.
settled and you're okay with the idea that you're just like going to have a little trouble breathing, or like
Right.
when I had all my knee pain and at my knee joints almost my whole life, when I started doing physical therapy and I actually started not having knee pain, I was like, oh, I just thought I was going to have to live with this my whole life. So
Right.
it's really amazing and going, oh wow, like there can really be changes.
Right.
But at the same time, it doesn't, at least to me, with chronic things, it just doesn't feel like it'll ever fully happen.
Right.
Um, because it's hard to be optimistic about something so in your face as like your health, I guess.
Right. Well,
And when it's so mild that you can live with it.
yeah. Well, it becomes a new normal.
Yeah.
If you know, your ankle always hurts after a while. It's like, well, my ankle just hurts, and I have to,
Yeah.
I can do what I can do, or I can't do what I can do, and it's just what it is. So, if your neck always hurts, your back always hurts, or whatever. I think that's your body. You adapt.
Yeah. Exactly.
I'm gonna mute us for a quick second here. All righty. So the coffee was not doing it. The throat
You're
needs
good.
some help. So, well, that's good. Well, hopefully,
Yeah.
fingers crossed.
Yeah, hopefully in a
God
few
willing,
weeks
all that
I'll
stuff.
feel completely. I'm just really excited to have energy again because when I was on antibiotics, and I say this all the time, but when I was on antibiotics, I felt like a superhero because I haven't had that feeling of being almost 100% this whole time.
Right.
And because I had sinusitis, what the antibiotics were doing was lowering the inflammation, so it was making everything easier and the pressure, which
Right.
was one of the reasons why I was helping my energy so much.
Right.
I wasn't 100%. I was still like would have like nasal drip and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But because the inflammation was down, the pressure in my head was down.
Yeah.
And I believe from talking to my
Easier to get
doctors
more oxygen.
that
Too.
they're quite surprised that I didn't feel a constant like aching in my cheeks and stuff like that. Oops, by the amount that I had.
Right.
So there's a chance that the way my body covered that up or the way that just my body works, I don't feel that.
Right.
Because there was only a few times during recovery that I would feel that kind of pressure. And I'm like, oh, I think this is what they were talking about. Because you're with sinusitis and with having so much going on in your head and in all your sinuses, you normally have a lot of pressure. And whenever they had asked me that, I'd be like, no, I don't, I'm good. It's all in my nose and in my ears.
Yeah.
So I think that's why it possibly was a little bit it wasn't as evident at the beginning
Right.
of what I really had because it didn't show like it normally would.
So are the ears better?
I think so.
Yeah.
I think so. I think they feel a lot better. That was definitely something that became such a new normal that I could only tell when they started popping or doing something, or I could feel shifting in my ear. I'd feel or hear shifting in my ear all the time, and so I could really tell you that. So I haven't, other than when I have to do my rinses, I'll occasionally feel stuff in my ears.
Right.
I'll often feel stuff in my ears when I do my nasal rinses and whatnot.
Right.
So because of that, I don't think so. If that makes sense, but maybe a little. Um, but yeah, so surgery went really well. We had to wait a lot longer than we thought before surgery.
Right.
I didn't catch that we were getting there 90 minutes before the surgery. I think I just missed that part, or they didn't tell me because um, I just totally thought they were going to get me in within like 30 minutes, I assumed,
Right.
which is just not how surgery works either. But then they also were running late with the person behind me. So I didn't get in for a few hours.
Right.
So they were going to have to feed me if they were going to leave me there any longer. So we were going to have to reschedule because I was going to order, like, I don't know. I was just going on and on to mom about all the things that I wanted
sure
to eat.
DoorDash knows not to deliver
To
to the
the surgery one.
No.
Maybe we'll see. I don't know.
Yeah,
I think we'd get in trouble with the nurses.
it's
But
it's torture. It's torture to
well, and to
have
just
to
sit
go
there
forever
too,
not to
and
eat.
I couldn't really focus on anything with like the anxiety.
Yeah.
I honestly felt better after I got my IV in. That was one of the things that was really stressing me out, and it
Right.
always does. Was just like getting in the IV because in my head I make it like this big thing and it's not. And so because I'm not going to be awake for the surgery, and I wasn't nervous about the surgery going wrong because it is such a minor surgery.
Right.
That I was like, they know what they're doing. I'm not worried about it going wrong at all. So it was really just the unknown of the before, and then the not knowing what kind of pain I'm going to have after.
Right.
Just unknowns are always hard, you know. So that was really, I think, more about why I was anxious. But everybody was super duper nice.
Right.
Mom hung out with me before, which was nice, and I was a lot more awake the day after, like the day of, than I thought I would be. Like I got out of bed that evening. Like I mean, I went and sat on the couch, but I got out of bed.
Nice.
Where I was kind of assuming because the anesthesia.
Right.
I've never this whole recovery. I cannot say the word anesthesia. I was not thinking that um, I would be feeling fully awake
Right.
for 24 hours. So, but I did. So, but when they called mom, they told mom that my sinuses were a mess and that they're really happy we did the surgery. So that was really nice. Because a part of me was like, are we sure that we need this? Are we sure? Do we really need this? Do we really want to do this?
Yeah.
So, and that gives me more hope that because it was such a big problem that hopefully it'll be fixed.
Yeah.
So, and hopefully it's not something that will happen anytime again soon.
Right.
So,
So Tuesday or Wednesday will be 2 weeks, and you'll be able to, then you can be able to be a little more active. So haven't been able to go to the gym for a couple
no
weeks.
lifting for Lindsay.
No lifting. No elevated heartbeat.
No.
So,
At first, I was really feeling the reason why. I
right.
was really worried, and it was a blessing and a curse, but I was really worried that I was going to feel like totally healed because the way they were talking about the surgery, it was like 3 days after I'll feel fine and feel totally normal.
Right.
For some reason, that's what I was thinking. And so I totally thought, I was like, for 2 weeks, I'm going to be stuck at home. I'm going to have nothing to do. I'm going to be bored, and I'm not going to be able to do like anything active. Mom was telling me that, like, because I was looking at my heartbeat, like, or my heart rate while I was doing like chores and things around the house. And I'm like, am I allowed to like vacuum? Like how like calm do I need to be? Like,
Right.
do I need to be in bed for 2 weeks? Like, how is this going to work? And I was like, no, there's no way. I'm going to feel fine. I'm going to be like stuck, like a rabbit in a cage. I was just like, oh my gosh, this would be torture. Yeah, that wasn't a problem. I was having to like sit down after going up and down the stairs. I was really exhausted.
Yeah.
Even like week 2, I would like go out and do groceries, and I'd come home and I'd take a nap because it was too exhausting to go do groceries.
Yeah. Well, I think,
it's just
your body takes a lot of energy healing.
Yeah, it really does.
And it sounds like they kind of tore you up inside there. So
yeah, it felt like somebody punched in my nose and my teeth for many days, and it still feels like somebody did that to me 2 weeks ago. So it's like My nose still kind of hurts sometimes, kind of thing. But
Right.
I wanted to like protect my face. I was so worried I was gonna like fall on my nose and break my nose.
Right.
I was just like so protective. So, and I had to wear like a thing underneath my nose that went around my head
Yeah.
with like gauze to
little-
collect all the grossness.
Little nose cozy.
A little nose cozy.
Yeah.
And that ended up just because I wore it for probably 48 hours straight.
Yeah.
Except for taking it off for rinses. And so I was tired of that.
Yeah. Well, and having that just push on your nose, you have something push on your nose too. That makes
Yeah.
your nose sore too.
Well, and it
so-
was also pushing, like, it was keeping my lip down.
Yeah.
So I don't think it was helping the whole, like, my teeth were hurting because there's a
Yeah.
nerve that connects. So your teeth often hurt after. And then everything for a while, and still a little bit now, tastes and, like, smells a little weird
Mhm.
because they mess with nerves while they're doing it.
Right.
They said that, and, like, some things up there, they said it's pretty normal that the mucus, and because of all the medicines and stuff,
Right.
that the mucus is tasting smells
Right.
kind of weird. So that was like all I could smell for like days.
Right.
So, but my smell is, I think, mostly back.
Oh, good.
I don't know if it's 100% back though.
Yeah.
So I kind of wonder how that works a little bit. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't remember much about anatomy enough to remember, but
Right.
I'm kind of wondering if it'll take a while for me to get 100% of my smell back.
It'll come. I'm
It'll come
sure
eventually.
So, well, cool.
Yeah. Oh, and they kind of moved one of my septums,
Your
right?
septum, yeah.
One of my septums. They kind of moved it, but they didn't have to put in a stent, so it helped with the recovery.
Right.
So I'm very happy that we didn't have to do that because that would have made the recovery worse.
Yeah.
And it also would have made my post-op appointment more painful, apparently.
Oh, I didn't know that. Cool. Well, sounds like you're on your way.
I think yeah.
Hopefully.
Yeah. The past 2 days, I'd say my energy level was, no, actually, that's not true. Yesterday, my energy level was better.
Yeah.
Not 100%, but it was better. Sunday, I woke up being like, my energy level's going to be great today. And then at 3 p.m., I was like, I feel dead. I'm going to go to bed. So we'll see how this week goes. I'm trying to tell myself I need to still take it easy and not act like I have 100%, even if I feel like I should, or even if I feel like I do.
Mm-hmm.
Still trying to make sure I'm relaxing, which is fun. So I'm okay with it. I've gotten through, did I tell you I read 6 books during recovery?
Wow.
So 3 of those, though, were like 100-page books. There were some like classics and nonfictions that I was reading.
Right.
So they were around 100 pages.
That's not bad.
So really, I read 4 books, but I read 4 books. So I've gotten totally back into reading,
Wow.
which is really nice. I'm really trying to replace my phone time that I just spend like
Doom scrolling.
doom scrolling and just staring at my screen.
Right.
I'm really trying to replace it with reading,
Mhm.
just because it makes me feel so much better, because I feel gross and icky after doom scrolling, as everyone does. That's why it's called doom scrolling. And it doesn't, I know that kind of stuff doesn't help me
Right.
at all. So, yeah.
Cool. So you're supposed to be headed back to France here at some point. Can you have a ticket?
Wednesday.
Wednesday. So
Tomorrow.
Tomorrow you have a plane ticket.
Yeah, I have a plane ticket and I'm leaving.
Yeah.
Guys, you guys don't know the temptation that I feel to just leave. It is so hard for me not to just leave tomorrow. I am so tempted to just go to SeaTac and leave. It is so hard. It is so hard. I have a plane ticket. I could go.
Yeah.
But the problem with that,
The plane ticket's going to evaporate tomorrow too. It's just not movable.
it's not movable. So that's the problem, is that we figured out last minute in this last few weeks that my plane ticket actually wasn't movable. I thought it was. I couldn't reschedule it. I couldn't get any kind of refund of any sort, which is okay, because when Hugo and I booked it, it was like $100 more expensive to book one with 2 ways than to book one with 1 way. And so we needed to book at least one. And we are like, why not? let's just do this. Should be when you get back. And this was supposed to give me like an extra 3 weeks too. Like I was supposed to get my visa at the beginning of February. And no, that hasn't happened yet. So I'm really hoping that we hear back this week from the place. Oh my gosh,
The
words are
consulate?
failing me. The consulate. I'm really hoping we hear back this week.
Right.
This week and last week were the 2 weeks that we were thinking, okay, this is when we should hear back. So if we don't hear back by tomorrow, I think that we're gonna, like if we don't see that it's on its way, then we're gonna see if our lawyer can do anything.
Call check to make sure it's in the queue.
Yeah. So hopefully, the reason why I'm not just going back, because we did think about it, is mainly that we need to make sure that I still have a travel visa if I don't get my regular spousal visa that I'm supposed to have by May, because I have to be in France May through like middle of June. For we have the Taylor Swift concert. We have Disneyland tickets now. Super
Wow.
exciting. For right after the Taylor Swift concert. That's going to be a fun podcast.
So you're coming all the way back to California to go to Disneyland?
No, we're going to Disneyland, or I don't know if it's Disneyland or Disney World. I think it might be a Disney World. In Paris. We're going to the Paris Disney World. I really should know which one it is, but I honestly can't remember. So we're going there with Katie, my bestie, and Hugo, which he's basically just going to be our chauffeur. And it's going to be an amazing trip. We have a great trip planned, but we'll talk about that. That's a whole nother podcast.
Yeah.
And I'm hoping that we can get Katie on the podcast that week.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I think that'd be super fun before she leaves, maybe after the Taylor Swift concert.
Oh.
I think that'd be really fun. So, anyways, so we have that, and then the parental units are coming. We have a Paris trip with Lena, and then we have then you guys are staying for like 2.5 weeks, basically, I think.
Yeah.
And we have the second wedding in June to celebrate our 10-month anniversary. Basically, I'm kidding. But to celebrate our marriage, in France.
Yeah. Give all the French contingent a chance to celebrate your marriage.
Yeah,
That'd
it
be
should
nice.
be fun.
And yeah, we're gonna go.
We're just hoping that there isn't a fully full pig that we're roasting over a fire.
Why are we doing that?
We don't want that.
We don't?
No. Actually, I did say that I was okay eating it as long as I didn't have to see it. That was what I told my father-in-law. I said, but I think did we talk about this on the podcast that I saw my father-in-law bagging up and what's the machine that like sucks out all the air, the vacuum seal? Vacuum sealing a ton of goat parts, and I saw an eyeball and a tongue. And me and Mathilde's boyfriend were both like made eye contact and went, "What's happening?" And then I just awkwardly tried to stay strong. Like, I'm fine. I'm not a city girl. It's fine. So he has a coworker, my father-in-law, Frederic. He has a coworker that has a farm, I think, or has a connection with a farm or something like that. And so he will occasionally buy animals, and they'll buy like the full animal, I believe. Or like they'll have like multiple people will buy the full animal, bits and pieces of it, like if it's a cow or something. Beef is not a popular meat over there. It's very expensive.
Yeah.
They don't have as many cows, or they don't use their cows for, I think cheese is just more important. I think that's really what it is, because they have a lot of pride in their cheese and they have a lot of pride in their cows. Yeah. I don't think that they really are wanting to chop them up that much.
Well, only half of the species makes cheese. So
Yeah, I know. I just think that half is more important to them.
Yeah, but I don't think you get to choose what is born.
Yeah,
So,
that's true.
but I don't know.
I don't
I'm
know.
not
Either way,
into
it's more expensive.
I don't
That's
know
all I
how
know.
how
I have
the
to
French.
like tacos is like a fancy meal. It's like, okay, we're having beef. Or like chili. The thing is I grew up like beef is like one of the main like things
Hamburger,
I
yeah. Hamburger's kind of a inexpensive.
yeah, ground beef is like a good way to make a meal. So I know
Yeah.
a lot of meals with ground beef. And so it's hard for me not to do those all the time. But
And they don't not a lot of turkey, probably.
actually no, there's a lot of
A lot
turkey.
of turkey.
A
Do
lot of
ground
turkey.
turkey.
They
Ground
do
turkey in your chili.
gross. It's not ground they don't do ground turkey. There's not a lot of ground nothing. They don't do like sausage like we do here either. They don't do like the ground as much at least. At least in grocery stores I'm
You
seeing.
have to
Maybe if I went to like a butcher or
head
something.
up to Germany or something.
Yeah, but that's really expensive. Like knocking over the keyboard.
We can get rid of that keyboard.
But
Shake
yeah.
through all the cameras. Earthquake.
Earthquake.
So
So anyways, that's a random.
we're still waiting for the French consulate.
Yeah.
And then we can go to
San Francisco.
San Francisco.
Hopefully soon.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of hoping that maybe if this is taking so long that um that maybe we'll get our appointment sooner. That's my prayer right now. So because we don't need to stress about as long as we get the paper back by the beginning of March. But the beginning of March is coming very quickly. So we don't really need to stress about it till then because we need to have our appointment before like well before April 1st. Because I need it back before May 1st. So the paperwork needs to be in and done well before April 1st.
Right.
So that I can get it done. Because it would be really sucky to have to go over and then have to come back. And also I have to give up my passport at this meeting. So if I
Right.
don't get it back, I might not be able to go back in May.
Yeah.
Which is the struggle. So, but there is the benefit of not getting my plane back is I did not have to reschedule one right away. So I'm hoping that I can wait until we have my appointment scheduled because then I will know when I should be able to get my passport back. That and that's supposed to take less than a month. We're just calling it a month. It's supposed to take less than a month, so we'll see. So it might all work out like perfectly, but
Well, everything else has, so I'm sure it will.
it's stressful. I have faith in God, and God wants me to be in France. Let's
Yes.
hope. That's my thought. Is that I'm kind of wondering. I'm like, I kind of feel like maybe God doesn't want me to go back to Korea. Like God has some reason why I'm here. Which the big benefit has been that like it would have been really hard to do the surgery and figure all this out by these 2 months, 2.5
Yeah.
months that I've been here. So that's a big blessing that's happened is just being able to focus on my health.
Yeah.
Not having to worry about work as much and stuff like that.
Mhm.
There's a lot of blessings where I don't feel like I can complain, especially when there are so many people who are waiting for their visa paperwork, who
Right.
are like running for their lives and or don't have homes or something.
Right.
Where Hugo and I we both have homes. We both have families in each country that are like taking care of us. We both have lovely communities and friends that are watching out for us. So really, when you think about it like that, I can't complain. And I'm getting more time with my family that I didn't expect to get, which is nice most of the time. So, anyways, hopefully though, I'd like to leave.
It's got to be tough, you know.
Yeah.
Newly married, not being able to be with Hugo, and I'm
It's
sure Hugo's kind of tired of this too. So
yeah, he's doing a really good job though. Like it's really sweet. I was really worried that he was just going to like eat pizza
Mhm.
and that was it. You know what I mean? Like just like not,
right.
because he's working and he has a hard like physical manual job.
Mhm.
And sometimes he's driving for really long hours or sometimes he's, working on a machine for long hours. And so when he was so used to me taking care of not all the meals, but a majority of,
Right.
or having a plan for them and having a plan for the grocery shopping and all that kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And then having to take all of that on, not saying that it wouldn't be possible at all, because of course he could do it,
Right.
but it was just, it's a big life change to go from somebody helping with all the responsibilities to having to do everything on your own for your own, like for
Right.
yourself. And so, but he seems to be doing a really good job. Really, I think he's really enjoying being able to eat stuff that I don't like fish. Like he's having fish a lot,
Yeah.
and like mushrooms and stuff like that I wouldn't normally cook.
Mm.
And so I think he's enjoying
How
to
do you not
experiment
like
in that way.
mushrooms?
I don't like cooked mushrooms.
Mm.
I don't like the smell that much,
Mm.
but I think it's something I'll probably eventually like. But I don't right now,
Mm.
which is okay.
There
More
you go.
for him. I have said that I'll like
More
make
for him.
stuff that like he likes, and I don't. I'm okay with that. Anyways,
Okay.
so he seems like he's doing pretty well in that aspect, but of course, it's not how you would want to spend your first year
No.
of marriage. It feels like we're really spending like half of our year apart. Um, and it's sad because like the newlywed honeymoon stage is the stage that like everybody talks about as if it was their, what am I looking for? Like, I don't know, just like this amazing era of your life that you don't get back.
Right.
And so thinking about it in those terms can be kind of depressing.
Well, I think that first year is, yeah, it's the adjustment.
Yeah.
And I, I think it's not that you don't get it back. It's you're just delaying it
Yeah.
because you still got that adjustment. It's still there. It'll just be your first year is going to be the first year and a half.
Yeah.
I mean, it's because it'll take, it takes it's going to take a year and a half, 2 years because you know, your adjustment's going to be longer
Yeah.
because it's been delayed. So, and then it's going to be a whole new thing when Hugo gets paperwork to come back here. So,
Yeah. That's going to be
and
quite
it'll
an
be
adventure.
starting all over again. So
Yeah.
you're gonna you'll get that time. It's just gonna be stretched out, I think.
Yeah. That's why I
so-
have to think about it in that way instead of thinking about it as if we're losing time. And just knowing too that like we are planning to stay together for like the rest of our lives.
Right.
And hopefully that's a long time. And so thinking about it like that too, knowing that like it's okay, it's just going to be a few months, and then in a few years, it'll be a time that I really treasure and look back on, and that we know was hard, but we pushed through.
Well, it's all part of the story.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
interesting. Well, good.
Yeah. So that's how long distance marriage is going.
There you
We
go.
made it through Valentine's Day. Katie and I did a Valentine's Day date, and
Yeah.
that brought me through. That was nice to have something to do.
Right.
So, yeah.
There you go. Well, I think with that, I think we start wrapping this up because we have things to do today.
Yeah.
Evan is waiting.
Evan is waiting.
So
Yeah, I'm gonna start. That's what really our next podcast will be about, is updating about our lifting, bro. So we'll talk about that more next podcast, probably.
Yeah, probably do a little bit.
Yeah.
See what comes up between now and then.
Yeah.
All righty. Well, with that, thanks for watching, and we'll talk to you again later.
See ya.
Bye. I think maybe I'll even end the podcast. How's that?
And the live stream?
Yeah.
Whoa. Bye, guys.